From WREG News Channel 3, this is Knowledge Bowl, a test of education where local high school students can win college scholarships. Now, here is your host, Stephanie Skurlock.
Hello and welcome to Knowledge Bowl, where each week you get to see some of the sharpest students here in the Mid-South, and you get to see them in action. Meeting up this week, we have Houston High School Mustangs and West Memphis Christian School Black Knights. It's time now to meet the players on each team, starting with the blue team from Houston High. We have our captain, Kyle Jolly, a senior, Grant Krulowitz, a senior, Helen Yarbrough, a senior, Alan Cheng, a sophomore, and the team alternate is Jason Lee, a senior at Houston. The team coordinators are Martha Gunn Poole and Bradley Williamson, and Haley Ross is the principal of Houston High School. Next, representing our red team from West Memphis Christian School, we have our captain, Bryant Pollard, a senior, Weston Godzi, a sophomore, Philip Pollard, a senior, Jaden Hodges, a senior, and the team alternate is Tobias Wilson, also a senior there. The team coordinators for West Memphis Christian are Dr. Stephen Wooten and Mrs. Delynn Russell. The principal is Mr. Darrow Anderson. And before we start play in just a moment, we're going to introduce our Knowledge Bowl judge, Dr. Richard Ranta, University of Memphis Dean Emeritus for the College of Communication and Fine Arts. He's here every week to weigh in on any questionable answers, timing situations, or any other matters that we may have to deal with here at Knowledge Bowl. Dr. Ranta, thanks for being here again.
Happy to be here.
You're involved in so much, and one of the things you're involved in is you're the past president of the Tennessee Communication Association. What's that agency about?
It's typically made up of academics, but it's high school students as well have been in it, high school teachers, college professors, graduate students, and they get together one big convention kind of time in a week and compare notes and tell them what's going on with the state and education kind of things, and usually have a good time.
All right, and a good time is always important when you're in an organization.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ranta. Well, it's time to get started. We'll begin with our general knowledge questions. The first topic in our general knowledge segment is gaming. Which original sandbox game by Mojang Studios? Jaden.
Minecraft.
That is correct. I didn't even get it all out. Element makeup is the topic. What element comprises from 60 to 80% of the total mass of a star? Bryant.
Hydrogen.
Correct. And this is a math question, so you're free to use your pencils if you would like. The question: express in lowest terms the ratio of 33 1/3% to 66 2/3%. Philip.
2 to 1.
Dr. Ranta, will you accept that?
No.
Helen.
1 to 2.
1 to 2. 1 to 2 is correct. Ancient civilizations is the topic. Ta, Horus, Bryant.
Egypt.
That is correct. Math question again, so get those pencils out if you would like. Distance is the topic. 1/6 of the length of a football field from goal line to goal line is how many feet? Grant.
50.
Correct, 50 feet. Using the metric system is this topic. In the metric system, 1,000 is to kilo as 1/1000th is to what? Bryant.
Milla.
That is correct. Novel characters is the next topic. What central character in a novel had a no good, dirty, rotten, pig stealing great-great-grand Philip?
Stanley Yonats.
That is correct. Computer terminology is the next topic. What is the dot extension used to identify a Windows bitmap file? Grant.
HTML.
That is not correct. West Memphis Christian? Weston.
Location.
.bmp would be the correct answer for that. Insects is the next topic. Yellow jackets are a type of what?
Wasp.
Helen?
Oh, wasp.
Correct, correct. Wasp or hornets we would have taken. Now we've come to a point where there are 25 points to go along with this question because it's extra credit. The question, these terms are associated with what? Upper camber, lower camber, trailing edge, chord. Bryant.
Comets.
That is not correct. Trailing edge, chord line, leading edge, angle of attack. Alan?
Flight.
Dr. Ranta, will you take
No.
that?
No.
No, the correct answer would be wings or airfoils. Translations is the next topic. The French word for which type of almost anonymous costume party comes from the word for Bryant?
Mask. Masquerade.
No.
No. We'll go to Houston. Grant.
Masquerade.
Masquerade, correct. About whom is the topic? The nonfiction book Chasing Lincoln's Killer is about the pursuit and capture of whom? Weston.
John Wilkes Booth.
Correct. Similarities is the topic. This Toltec legend is reminiscent of what other legendary structure of the ancient Middle East? Philip.
Tower of Babel.
That is correct. I didn't even have to read it. The next topic, how we see. Actually, we never see objects themselves, but only what? Bryant.
Light reflecting off the objects.
That is correct. Name the state. Name the westernmost state with a northern border that is a straight line parallel with the line of latitude. Bryant.
Hawaii.
That is not correct. Houston. Grant.
Washington.
That is not correct. California was the correct answer. Cliches is the next topic. How is this cliche usually stated? Discourse is comparatively inexpensive. Bryant.
Talk is cheap.
There you go. Talk is cheap. Possessive pronouns is the topic. What is the possessive pronoun in this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt? Nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. Philip.
Your.
That is correct. Historical periods is the topic. Name the period beginning in the late 18th century during which the manufacturing of goods. Bryant.
Industrial Revolution.
That is correct. Is it a fact is the topic. At least one historian claims that a legendary contest involving what central character could not have occurred at the Big Bend Tunnel because railroad records do not show a steam. Philip.
John Henry.
That is correct. John Henry. We've reached the point where we have another extra credit question worth 25 points, and the topic is tech terms. What term describes a type of cyber attack in which an attacker floods a server? Alan.
DDoS.
What was the end?
DDoS. DDoS.
Yes.
Yes, that is correct. DOS attack would be the correct answer. All right, well, you just heard the buzzer. That means the time for this segment is over. We're back with more Knowledge Bowl. Welcome back to our pop quiz segment. Team members can huddle to discuss the question, but only the captain can answer. You can pass once on each question, but when I come back to it, you must answer. Our two topics are the order number of U.S. presidents and the party affiliation of U.S. presidents. The answers will be either Democrat or Republican for that category, and the team with the fewer amount of points on the board gets to choose first. So, Houston, what topic would you like?
We would like party affiliation.
Party affiliation. All right. Let's put 60 seconds on the board. Abraham Lincoln.
Republican.
Republican.
Herbert Hoover.
Pass.
Harry S. Truman.
Democrat.
Woodrow Wilson.
Pass.
Chester A. Arthur.
Pass.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Democrat.
Calvin Coolidge.
Republican.
Franklin Pierce.
Pass.
James K. Polk.
Democrats.
Pass.
Rutherford B. Hayes.
Republican.
Herbert Hoover.
Democrat.
That is not correct. Republican. All right. We will get that score adjusted. And let's turn things over to West Memphis Christian now. And you will have the topic of U.S. presidents, whether or not the order number of those U.S. presidents. For example, if I say George Washington, you would say first because he's the first president. All right. 60 seconds on the board. John Adams.
2. Second.
Bill Clinton.
42.
42nd.
John F. Kennedy.
35.
35th.
Barack Obama.
44th.
44th.
Jimmy Carter.
39.
39th.
Richard Nixon.
37.
37th.
Donald J. Trump.
45th and 47th.
45th and 47th.
Ronald Reagan.
40.
40.
Andrew Jackson.
7th.
7th.
Ulysses S. Grant.
18th.
18th.
And you have them all correct. All right, somebody knows our presidents there.
Yes.
Good job. All right, both teams were able to put some points on the board, so let's meet our team members now, starting with our blue team. Kyle. Kyle is the captain for Houston High, and you're a senior. Your hobbies include film and theater, so can you tell me, are you acting any plays recently?
Yes, we're doing the Addams Family musical right now. I am playing Lurch.
Okay, should be fun, huh? Grant, you're a senior and you enjoy sports. Do you enjoy just watching it, or do you also participate in one of the sports?
I mostly enjoy watching. I like to play in college, but I like a whole bunch of sports: football, baseball, basketball. Yeah.
Anything sports, anything with a ball. Helen, you're a senior and you like cooking. What's your favorite dish to fix up?
Oh, I don't know. I am famous for my chocolate chip cookies, and I really like making soups recently. I've been into soups because you can do whatever with them.
We got some cold weather coming, so I'm
Yes.
going to be looking for one of those good soup dishes. All right, Alan, you're a sophomore and you like history. What's your period of history that you find most intriguing?
I would say around the industrial age is the most intriguing to me.
Okay. Jason is our alternate, and he's a senior, and you're into 3D modeling. What exactly is that?
So basically just creating virtual objects. Traditionally they're 2D, but obviously 3D. You create them in things like Blender or Rhino 3D.
Okay, sounds like it's something that's really techy. I've got to get into that. I don't know much about that. All right, let's meet our players from West Memphis Christian School. Bryant is serving as our team captain, and Bryant, you're a senior. You enjoy playing chess competitively. What's your success rate been like this year?
A tournament I went to last week, I went 4-1 in the Swiss pairings.
Okay, pretty good. Weston, you're a sophomore. You enjoy golfing. Would you rather play a quick 9 holes or a full 18?
Oh man, that's a tough choice, but I'm gonna have to say play a quick 9.
I'm with you there. Philip, you're a senior and you enjoy learning about myths. Now, what myth surprised you the most when you found out about the truth behind it?
More truth behind it is more just finding out the actual reasons why the myths were created. Like Norse myths is something I've been studying recently, and the ideas that the Norse people had creating their gods were quite interesting.
Okay, okay. Jaden, you're a senior, you like football. This is your time of year. Do you like watching the game at home, or do you like gathering with friends to watch it?
I really just like sitting in my bed and watching the game. I don't know.
All right. Our team alternate is Tobias, and you're a senior and a math enthusiast. So do you like solving problems on your own, or do you like working them out with others?
I really like solving them on my own. I have been in honors math my whole life, and I'm just about to start Calculus 3, but I work much better solving them on my own and learning how to do that by myself.
Okay. Well, you guys are really well-rounded. We'll be back with more Knowledge Bowl. Welcome back to Knowledge Bowl. It's time for more general knowledge questions. And this topic Tech uses. Which red birthstone is used in lasers because it contains chromium? Helen?
Ruby.
That is correct. Space exploration is the topic. In 2019, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft made the most distant flyby in space history during its close rendezvous with what dwarf planet? Alan?
Pluto.
That is correct. Machinery is the topic. What kind of simple machine can be either fixed or movable? Bryant?
Lever.
That is not correct. Kyle?
A pulley.
That is correct, a pulley. Consumer choices is the topic. Though the Model T was originally available in several colors from 1913 to 1925, what was the only standard color available? Philip?
Black.
That is correct. Biology is the topic. What part of the body consists of hypodermis,
The skin.
Helen?
The skin. I apologize.
That is correct. Toxic plants is the topic, and this is a two-sentence question. Jewelweed is a helpful plant that has a chemical in its juicy stem that can reduce the contact dermatitis often caused by this other wild plant that may grow nearby. Kyle?
Poison ivy.
That is correct. Poison ivy. Insects is the topic. Harvestmen, also known as Bryant.
Spiders. Harvestmen spiders,
That
arachnids.
is not correct. Harvestmen, also known as daddy longlegs, are not spiders, since they do not spin webs, have only 2 eyes, and have how many body parts or body segments? Grant?
1.
That is correct. Body parts is the topic here. Name the joint at the junction of the humerus, radius, and ulna. Bryant.
Elbow.
That is correct. Name the state is the topic. In what state are there cities named after such people as Kit Carson, Charles Henderson? Kyle.
Nevada.
That is correct. We've reached an extra credit question, and it's worth 25 points. Music industry practices is the topic. What is the term that refers to the process by which a record label recovers its advances to an artist, such as signing bonuses, recording cost, or Bryant?
Royalties.
That is not correct. Artists such as signing bonuses, recording costs, or tour support from the artist's future royalties before the artist receives additional payouts. Kyle.
Advance.
That is not correct. Recoupment is the correct answer. Complete the sentence is the topic. What word completes this silly advice about sentence structure? Prepositions are not words to end sentences. Grant.
With.
Correct. This is a math question, and you'll need your pencils, or you can use them if you would like. 3 sentences. This is a 3-sentence question, and the topic is calculating the average. You must average 90 points on the 4 tests in your history class to earn an A for the course. So far, your scores are 88, 90, 84. You must get at least what score on the 4th test to get an A? Bryant.
98.
That is correct. 25 points on the board. All right, plants is the next topic. Peat is a deposit in marshes consisting of water-soaked plant material containing more than 50% of what element? Bryant.
Carbon.
Correct. Geography is the topic. Of the countries that border Ukraine, which one extends farthest to the north? Kyle.
Russia.
Correct. The body is the topic. The left half of the brain controls which side of the body? Grant.
Right side.
Correct. Novel titles is the topic. Jane Yolen's novel about the New York Jewess Hannah Stern being sent back in time to experience the Holocaust is entitled The Devil's what? Jaden.
Advocate.
That is not correct. Houston, would you like to try this one? Grant.
Life.
That is not correct. Arithmetic is the answer. This is a math question, and you may need your pencils for this one again. And the topic is, how many are there? Question, how many terms are in this expression? 9y squared plus 2x minus 4 plus 2y plus xy. Bryant.
5.
Correct. Identify the unit is the topic. What unit corresponds to the length of time between two successive spring equinoxes? Jaden.
A season.
That is not correct. Helen.
A year.
Correct. A year. According to legend is the topic. And that is the buzzer, which means we're done with this segment of Knowledge Bowl. We're back with the final exam round. It's time for our final exam round. These are our current event questions. And the first question, name the two teams that participated in the January 2026 Liberty Bowl. Weston.
Navy and Wake Forest?
That is not correct. Houston. Grant.
Navy and Cincinnati.
That is correct. In December 2025, what nation's prime minister's meeting followed President Zelensky's meeting in Florida with President Trump? Bryant.
I'm going to go with United Kingdom.
That is not correct. Houston. Kyle.
North Korea.
That is not correct. Israel would be the correct answer. At the end of December 2025, China carried out live fire military drills around what island? Allen.
Taiwan.
That is correct. The man who left pipe bombs around Washington, D.C. in January of 2025 told authorities in December 2025 that he was trying to harm whom? Bryant.
Donald Trump.
That is not the correct answer. Houston. Grant.
Mike Pence.
That is not correct. Leaders of both the Republicans and Democratic parties. As of January 7th, 2026, what two countries' fans are barred from seeing their team play in the United States for the World Cup of Soccer? Philip.
Venezuela and Syria.
That is not correct. Houston. Kyle.
Venezuela and Cuba.
That is not correct. Haiti and Iran would be the correct answer. After 12 years, at the end of December 2025, the search for what resumed in the Indian Ocean? Grant.
Malaysian Airlines 370.
That is correct. At the end of December 2025 and the beginning of January 2026, what Southeast Asian nation's governing military carried out? Allen.
Myanmar.
That is correct. Britain's former world heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Weston.
Nigeria.
That is correct. Name the legendary French actress and animal rights advocate who died in late December. Kyle.
Jane Goodall.
That is not correct. Who died in late December 2025. Philip.
Jacques Cousteau.
That is not correct. Bridget Bardot is the correct answer. During the last week of December 2025, the TV news programs were all using the story of what that had moved into a California homeowner's crawl space. Grant.
A bear.
That is correct. A 500-pound bear. In early January 2026, with reference to international affairs, what position did Delcy Rodriguez hold? Philip.
President of Venezuela.
Yes, acting president or vice president of Venezuela. In January of 2026, Jerome Powell was chair of what? Grant.
The Federal Reserve.
That is correct. At the end of December 2025, large winter storms brought extremely large amounts of snow to Ohio and New York cities, such as Cleveland and Buffalo, because of what effect? Bryant.
Nor'easter.
That is not correct. Houston. Grant.
Coriolis effect.
That is not correct. Lake effect snow would be the correct answer. The end of December 2025 and January 2026 saw mass protests in what nation? Bryant.
I'm going to say Iran.
That is correct. And that is our buzzer. We're back with some final thoughts on Knowledge Bowl. Well, thanks to all of our players, the score 280 to 270. That means Houston High is moving on to the next round of Knowledge Bowl.
Great game.
Great game. Close game, too.
Yes.
Who's up next?
Well, next we're going to have Christian Brothers and Lewisburg.
All right. Well, that'll do it for Knowledge Bowl. Remember, the future is bright and it's sitting in a Mid-South classroom.
Hey.